So today I have the honor to interview Arturo Martinez. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself, which brand you served.
So my name is Arturo Martinez. I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps. I was 0612/13 construction wireman, which is really just telecommunication, like running telephone networks and fiber optics, and yeah.
Awesome. Did you pick that one, or was it randomly?
I kind of picked it a little bit. Like when I joined, I had a pretty good ASVAB score, so I talked to my recruiter. I was kind of in a weird situation in life, but I was like, hey, I need to leave kind of ASAP, and I was like, I don't want to do infantry. I wasn't like big into infantry in that point, and I'm like, give me something that kind of I can leave ASAP, but like kind of does a little bit with my ASVAB score. And he's like, you got like these two choices. I forgot what even the other choice was. And I'm like, cool, sign me up and ship me out. I was gone after a week.
Okay, what month did you join the boot camp?
On April 1st. So I was,
okay.
yeah, April 1st, 2013, that's when I was in boot camp right there. So like, right in March, that's like last week in March, that's literally right when I signed up, went to maps, did everything, and then a week later I was already shipped out.
Oh, very nice.
Was
it scary for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot moving faster than I expected. You know, it's like, oh cool, yeah, just leaving for boot camp, and then I'm like, oh, I'm in boot camp right now.
Oh, when they're in your face, like, oh, I'm really here, I'm really here.
I'm like, oh, I'm really here. I'm like, all right. But it's definitely something I don't regret ever doing again. I would do it in a heartbeat again if I could.
Oh, very nice. And you were, how old were you?
I was 23 when I joined. So, yeah, a little older than most of the guys that joined in. But, like, I originally wanted to become an officer. I was in college when that happened. So I was in college. I was going through the whole officer OCS process. And then I had, like, financial issues with school. I got technically like disenrolled from school for about like a week, and then I missed my board to go to OCS, and then I got re-enrolled into school, and then I was going through financial issues more, and then issues with my family, and then I was like, I just have to leave.
Right, it's time for me to go.
It's just time for me to go, and I'm like, unless the program it was.
Okay, so you had different options, as we all know. There's different branches in the military. Why this one? How did you come about the Marines?
I didn't ever really put much thought into any of the other branches, just because there was always the mentality of like Marines were like the toughest. They were like, if I was gonna join a branch, I might as well join a branch that was kind of give me a challenge. Like there's always like the Air Force, which is always known to be like quote unquote like the easiest. Which you know I wanted to challenge myself both physically and mentally. The Navy. I didn't want to be on the ship. That was like my mindset. I know they have other jobs too, but like I didn't want to be on a submarine. I didn't want to be on a ship.
Right.
Army. Unfortunately, it had that stigma of like anyone can join the army. Like it's like the step, like children. Like you know, it's like oh anyone could just join. Anyone can go in. That's kind of the last resort. But like for me, like the Marines was like anyone can join, but like there's that you have to earn that title.
Right.
You're always There's you gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it. Totally, definitely gotta earn it.
Yeah.
And how did your family take it that when you joined?
So actually, I don't have a relationship with my family. Like, I haven't spoken to my family. I joined in 2013, so I stopped talking to my family in 2012. So I don't know if they know. That's actually a real good question. They might know. They might have heard it through the grapevines and stuff, but like. I have no idea if they know if I joined or not.
So you know, a lot of people in the military, right? They say that the military becomes like a family. So is that how you feel?
100%. The friends, the people I've met along the lines, like just even yourself, like people that I met directly in my unit, people I met in boot camp, people I met outside of boot camp, or people I met outside of the military and like organizations that I'm a part of now that are military related. I trust these guys with my life. I know that if I'm ever in a dark spot, like I can do a simple post or reach out to one person, and I will have people knocking on my door and reaching out to me to make sure I'm good, and they're the family that I need.
What do you think is it that makes you very close to each other?
I think it's like the embrace the suck type thing. You know, it's like we are all put in that mentality of like we're in that bad situation, whether it's in life, whether it's in boot camp, whether it's being out in deployment or something, but we're all in there together, and just knowing that we have each other side by side to take care of each other in those dark moments. That we're there with each other in the good moments, especially.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when you say dark moments, can you share, like, give me an example of what those dark moments would be?
Yeah, like there's obviously the deployments, like everyone goes through their deployments, they go through those physical dark moments, but there's always the mental dark moments that a lot of people have, you know, the mental depression, the suicidal thoughts, you know. And that's like one big thing that I'm a big part of. Like there's an organization I'm a part of where I met you, called Irreverent Warriors, where like we bring veterans together using humor and camaraderie to prevent veteran suicide. And that's where I've met so many people, hundreds of people. I've gone to Puerto Rico, I've gone to like the New York City hike, which I'm help organize. And there's so many hikes throughout the entire world even that just help bring veterans together.
Right, I agree, and it's a great organization, and actually to connect that with your tattoo, which is yes, it's what is it? Do you mind sharing what it is?
So it just says IGY6 with like a semicolon. It's like the semicolon is for like the suicide awareness. IGY6 is for I got your back. Very common term in like the military. Each color has like its own representation. Like you have the teal that is like PTSD awareness. The green is for like the supporting the veterans. You got the red that kind of shows the blood that we spill. And just in general, it's just like I have it here on this arm. Especially like whenever I go to like shake someone's hand, that's like the first thing that they see is that I got your back.
What made you get it? With something in your life that happened, or how did that come about?
So I was going through a rough time, especially again like with my family, not seeing my family, and then just like mental, like being alone and everything. I was going through a very hard spot, but like I had my friends in the military that were there for me, and I thought to myself like I want to try and be there for other people. I want to be able to support people that need the help. I've lost 3 of my own brothers, not like biological brothers, but military brothers, through suicide. So it's like I hated that. I hated the moment that I got the message or I found out on Facebook that they were dead, and I just want to try and prevent that as much as I can.
I'm sorry, it's definitely not easy, especially when you recall your last moments with them and you had no idea, and you hear the shocking news, and it's just like mind blowing. You can never understand.
Exactly.
Which also reminds me, you have memorial bracelets?
Yeah, I have a memorial bracelet for the 3 of my brothers that died. And like I try and carry them around as much as I can. If it breaks, I've had one unfortunately break, but I'll just replace it, and they're always going to be with me no matter what.
And did they commit suicide, or did they pass away during? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. And one of them that I can remember very distinctly, his name is Therese. He was actually going to be participating in the New York City hike with me. He bailed on me like the morning of, because like coming from New Jersey going to New York, it was like, oh, wake up at like 6:30, beat the traffic. And I was like trying to call him, he bailed on me. And then like a week or 2 later, he killed himself. And I'm like, I really wish he showed up to the hike, because I feel like it would have changed his mind, it would have changed his mindset on killing himself, and I think he would have still been here with us.
Would it have been his first hike?
Yeah. It would have been, yeah. Like we, he lived in Patterson, New Jersey. I forgot where I lived at the time, but we had a mutual friend that was his neighbor, and I went to go visit my friend, and I was like, oh, hey, like you're back. I didn't know you were back. We got talking. We ended up becoming super close in such a short time. Like we started hanging out like every day, every other day. I got him a job with my company back then, and like we were super close. And then again, it came out of nowhere, or at least to me it did. I didn't expect it.
Yes, definitely a very, very traumatic thing to experience. So, and you say you had 3, correct?
Yeah.
Did you ever see any signs?
No, that was the hard part, because there was definitely like, when you see some of my friends, they seem on the outside to be like the happiest person in the world, and like yeah, every person goes through like a little sad spell here and there. Maybe they get upset with their significant other, but at the end of the day, like I thought, like when I dropped them off home, I'd see them the next day.
Right.
You know, it's like we were supposed to get dinner like the next day, and then just getting that phone call.
it's very heartbreaking for sure. Absolutely.
100%.
And what for you? What was the hardest part of seeing someone you care about struggle with suicide?
I think the hardest part is knowing that like if they're struggling, they don't want to ask for help, and like knowing that the help is out there, but not reaching out. Whether it's a not knowing that there is help out there, or that people might not care about it, or whatever reason they might think, but just the fact that they didn't ask for the help is the hardest part. And I say that about myself too. You know, it's like when I went through that mental part of my life, I didn't reach out to people either. Like now, I do try to reach out to people, whether it's directly or indirectly. I try to either just say like, hey, like, can we hang out? Like, I'm not in the right mindset right now, and it's just like, it doesn't have to be anything special. It could be just like watching TV, playing video games with someone, or just like indirectly reaching out to someone, maybe saying like, hey, can we grab lunch? And whether they know it or not, it's just like spending that time with that person and knowing that they're there.
Right.
Makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just be a phone call away
100%.
that makes the difference.
Yeah.
So you said asking for help is the thing, right? So you said at the beginning you didn't ask for help. So what was it that made you say, you know what, let me ask for the help?
I think it's knowing that I currently am in the state of mind where I can help people, and if I can ask for people, other people can be encouraged to try and help and ask for people as well. Like ask for that help. Can you repeat the question a little bit more? I want to try and.
No, you're right. At one moment you said that you were the person that didn't ask for help. You were going through something mentally, you didn't ask for help.
Yeah.
But then you decided to ask for help. What was it that you said, you know what, let me stop holding this inside and let me speak to someone?
When I lost my brothers, that was the point in my life also where I was like, I saw how their families reacted to it. I saw the pain that they went through, because like suicide doesn't end the pain, it just kind of transfers the pain to someone else. So I hated seeing that. So when I was in that mental state, I was like, I can't put that onto my friends, you know. I can't allow them to wake up one day and just know that I couldn't ask for help, and I'm gone. You know, I wanted to make sure that I can also help out and reach out to other people.
That's definitely important, and I'm glad you did. You made that. You were aware of it, and it's definitely something that does pass on, and it's very hard on the family, especially when they have no idea. And a lot of them, you know, whether that be military family or just blood family, we always say, I wish they would have told me. I wish, you know, they would have said something. We're here to help. And it's like a guilt for them too that they carry on for forever.
Exactly. I felt so guilty when my friends killed themselves that like I stayed up for days, and I was like, what could I have done differently? Could I have spent more time with him? Could I spent, you know, he was like a little financially in the hole, you know, like, so I got him the job with me, and, you know, could I given him money? I'm like, I don't know what I could have done, and at the end of the day, I know that there's nothing I could have done. It's just like he must have already had it in his mind that he wanted to do this, and there was nothing I could have done. But I wish I did. If not, I would have tried. I would have tried everything I could have.
Absolutely, you definitely want to be there for, you know, family, friends, everybody. Do you think, you know, I know that both of you were out already when this happened. Do you think it's more common outside when you're a veteran already? When you're inside, what did you see?
I think I see it more common with people who are out, because I think when they're still in, you know, they're still in that mindset. It's like they still have that structure of day to day, waking up at like 4 in the morning, go work out, go to work. You know, they still have that mindset. They still have those people who are kind of on top of them pretty much every waking minute. And then when you're out, it's silence. You know, it's like no one's forcing you to do anything. No one's forcing you to wake up. No one's forced. Like, yeah, you gotta wake up. You gotta hopefully go to work. You just gotta take care of your family and stuff like that. But like, you don't have that constant ringing in the back of your head. And some people miss that structure. Some people miss just being surrounded by people nonstop. And the moment they get out, they're like, oh, it's just me, you know, or their family. But yeah, even still, it's just them at the end of the day with just their mind.
So with that being said, you're right. It is definitely you do have someone who's on constantly there is that structure when you're out. A lot of people feel like lost, like going into the civilian world. For you, what was the biggest change you saw when you got out?
The biggest change that I saw when I got out, good question. I think it's just like, I guess financially and structurally, it's just like schedule wise, it went from knowing I had to be up at a certain time doing my constant stuff, and then when I got out, it's like, oh, I gotta take care of all that myself. I gotta go out. I gotta be independent. I gotta find a job. I gotta eat. I gotta
Right.
like in the military, everything is handed to you essentially. Where it's like you got your housing, you got your chow, you got your job, you got everything there. But like when you're out, it's just like you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. You
and-
got to figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta adapt. You gotta keep adapting and keep moving.
Yeah, definitely. So just to go back a little bit,
Yeah.
you said there's some organizations that help with suicide and that camaraderie, so you don't feel alone. Can you tell me which one of them was again? I know you said Irreverent Warriors was one.
Yeah.
How do you join, and what kind of things do you do together?
So the way to join the Irreverent Warriors, there's no application or anything like that. You can literally just hop onto the Irreverent Warriors website. There's a Facebook group. Wherever you are in the world, or at least in the United States, you could find the Irreverent Warrior group. I know we have the IW New York City. There's IW Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. There's Philly there nearby, at least in the tri-state area. Connecticut. You can hop onto their page. You can literally even post a simple post and be like, hey guys, I'm new to this area. How can I participate? And you will get flooded by people that are saying like, hey, we have a hike this date, this here, just show up. Here's the Eventbrite page, just because they want liability type thing, just to make sure. And it's more also like a headcount thing, because a lot of these like the Irreverent Warriors organizations in New York City one, like we do the headcount to kind of make sure that we have enough people, we have enough volunteers, we have the safety vehicles, and we do the hike in New York City. It's about a 13-ish mile hike, which it's not running. We're not carrying anything super heavy. We have all ranges of ages. We have the 18-year-old boots who are just out of boot camp to like the 80-year-old people who are like have been out for a while who participate in these hikes, and like we meet up. Like we've been doing the Tavern on the Green for a lot of years. We've been doing I'm not familiar with New York, but one of the places that we meet up, they tell you where to meet up, what time to meet up. We meet up. They have breakfast for us. We'll hit up different locations, most of them bars. We'll stop at the bars, but the entire hike, you're just, even if, like, when I started going to Irreverent Warriors, I didn't know anyone. I heard about it, I thought it was a great idea, I thought it was a great cause, I showed up, and the goal of the hike is to leave the hike knowing more people than you went going into it. Like, when I left, I made friends with so many people. I got their numbers, I got their Facebooks, we stayed in contact. Then the next year hike came around, I went to it again, and then I got to see them again, and then I became a volunteer. I became the photographer for the event, so I was running around back and forth taking photos, and then people recognized me,
Right.
and then I got to talk to them. So they do those type of events. 2 weekends ago, the IW Philly group, they posted saying like, hey, we're going to the Jersey Shore, who wants to go? There was like 15 people that went, like just randomly.
Nice.
So we just met up at Point Pleasant, and we're just hanging out on the beach and just like chatting, drinking a little bit, which most likely. But it's just like knowing that we're there for each other is just a big benefit. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely very good to have that support system. People being with people that have the same background, similar background, sharing experiences with them. And like you said, when you're active, you're around that environment. But when you're out, it's like, okay, there's that feeling of like, maybe like you said, I think you said darkness, like what's going on. So it's great to have that, organization. And then you said the other one was Marines of New York.
Yeah, so there's the Marines in New York, which I learned about them participating in the IW New York City hikes. It was more so like I got to meet people, they met me, and they're like, hey, we have the IW, or we have the Marines in New York, There, you can literally just make a little application. They give you a little membership card, and they invite you to all the events. They have like monthly events, and again, it's just bringing people together. They have like barbecues, and they participate in like the Veterans Hike, the Memorial Day Hike. They do so much just bringing people together, and I think that's just a big thing, just knowing you're not alone.
No, you're not. Someone who's thinking about suicide or something of that nature, who's suffering silently, what message would you have for them?
Don't suffer silently. Suffer out loud, you know, because there will be someone out there to hear you. There will be someone there to notice your patterns changing. There will be someone to hear you posting about something, saying something weird, saying something out of your ordinary. Like, don't be afraid about the stigma when it comes to depression, especially like in Spanish culture. You know, suicide and depression in Spanish culture is very taboo. But don't be afraid of it. I'm like, because at the end of the day, like, we just want you to stay around, and that's it. We just want to spend time with you. We don't want you to go anywhere. We want to help you. We want you to spend the rest of your life with us. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Life is definitely a blessing, and you know, there's always someone out there that cares and wants to hang out. And like you said, right? Like, give us a call. You want to chat? You want to go grab lunch? You know, 100%. We're definitely here. Whether you know you're military, active or not, you know, we're definitely here. So I really appreciate that message that you're sharing. It's very important, and like you said, it might be taboo or something that's not talked about enough in the Spanish community. Which the purpose of this is to change that.
Yeah. A
lot of Spanish people are afraid to speak about it, especially the men. Would you say that's the case?
Yeah, I 100% think so. Like, I'm Mexican, I know you can tell. A lot of people think I'm Samoan for some reason, but hey, you know, I was raised Mexican. You know, my family's from Mexico, and men are very known in Spanish culture not to be known anything about their emotional state. You know, they're always meant to be the machismo mentality where like they wake up, go to work, come back, and they do what they need to do. They're supposed to be in that mindset where they're fine no matter what kind of situation they're in, but it's okay to be not okay.
Right.
It's okay. You know, and like I think that's even better because like knowing that you can communicate your emotions to your family makes you stronger.
Yes.
And it allows them to, relate to you a lot more than just being able to see your father as like the indestructible person. But it's okay to let them know that like you're hurting a little bit or you need help.
You need help.
Yeah.
We're all human, and at some point in our lives, we all, we need that help. But we can't be afraid to ask for it. And like you said, right, I think it's important that as new generations come to break that cycle of that machismo things, especially for men, because I know that's harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So if anyone wants information about joining those organizations, they will be on the link below under information. So tell me that, I know that you joined at 22. You got out, you did one term, correct?
Yes, I did 6 years, yeah.
6 years, very nice.
Yeah, I was in the reserves, so so yeah, it was like a 6-year contract. I was active for about a little over a year, going to school, boot camp, all that. I went to 2 different schools, and then I came back, and then I was stationed in Brooklyn.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Cold. Cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you went to boot camp in
2013.
2013.
Yeah, 2013, April 1st, 2013, and yeah, it was fun. And then I went to MCT, and then after that I went to Texas, California, 29 Palms, don't go there. Middle of the desert. And then after that I went to Shepherd's Air Force Base in Texas, which was nice. Air Force.
That cold, I assume?
It was cold.
Oh, it was cold?
Yeah, it was like, cause it was weird. I was there from like November to about like February-ish time, and we were in an airfield, so it gets surprisingly cold out in Texas. In the morning it's warm, and then in the midday, but then we were in the winter, and it was funny because like it snowed, quote unquote snowed, an inch maybe. It was like a dusting for us.
Right.
And they closed down the base and stuff. It was just funny, and we're all just freezing at that point. And it was a joint base. At most on the base we had roughly about 12 Marines, while every other branch had like hundreds. So us being the Marines, we had to be the strongest. And like while everyone else had like their Gore-Tex jackets on, their beanies, their gloves, their scarves, we were like, nope, you can't wear those.
Right,
Nope, you can't wear those. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. I did enjoy Shepherd. It was a good time.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So you had different bases. So out of your 6 years, what is like one of your fondest memories?
One of my fondest. What is my fondest memory? The one memory that just comes to mind as like the I did it memory is still boot camp. It's just that after being done with the Crucible, that hike back and seeing the barracks, and then you get to march, and then you're singing cadences for the first time. That moment just sticks in my head as the one of the most memorable times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you said, earned it, right?
Earned it, and then your information, and then your DI gives you your EGAs, and tearing up, bawling like a baby, and you're like, I did it, you know.
Finally done.
All those weeks and months of pain, and then you're like, I did it, you know. Yeah, you're a Marine.
You're a Marine, absolutely. So I know with especially with the Marines, there's a lot of skills we learn. There's many people that we meet. Is there one leader that you met that you still maybe remember to this day? Something that they taught you?
So I had a staff sergeant in Wentworth. Definitely, he's probably, I think he got out as a gunny, or was close to being a gunny or something like that when he got out. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I actually was talking with a buddy of mine last week who we're still very close with. He was a Marine also. We were in at the same time. And I was like, we have all those random group chats that we had when we were still in. I was like, gonna start messaging in those group chats and be like, how are you guys? Like, just checking in on everyone. But like, I remember when Staff Sergeant Wentworth, he was always like the Semper Gumby, like staying flexible and kind of just like rolling with the punches. And that's kind of how I like to live life. It's like whatever happens, you know, you just gotta learn to adapt with it, whether it comes to like work or like just being with my friends and everything like that. Just like whatever situation arises, it's just learn to adjust and keep moving forward. Yeah, and he definitely ingrained that into me.
Adapt and overcome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That is awesome. It's always great to have people you look up to and you can learn from, because those are the lessons in life that you take forever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now that you're out, you do photography. Can you tell me a little bit about what kind of photography you do?
Yeah. So I started off doing wedding photography. So I started off, from the bottom. I was like an assistant. Then I became like the second photographer, where I was kind of just getting like a little bit more of the behind the scenes / like the groom prep. And then as time went on, I became one of the lead photographers for my studio. I do roughly about like 80 to 95 weddings a year. So it keeps me busy, between doing the weddings on the weekends, engagement shoots during the week, and then after the weddings, like if the couple loves us, they'll reach out to us and be like, hey, we're pregnant, can we do a maternity shoot? Can we do a baby shoot? Can we do a newborn shoot? And then hopefully when they get older and they're getting married, that's gonna make me feel old if I ever do one of my bride's, children's weddings. But yeah, it's like we try and do the whole cycle, and like between like the weddings, I always like to do portrait shoots, like between headshots or like models and stuff every once in a while. But like the wedding industry is just so busy that like that's what I love to do. It just
Okay, very nice. You felt passionately about it. I'm sure you meet such amazing people.
Yeah, I love what I do. I love that I can wake up knowing that, like, during the week I'm in the office doing production work and stuff, but knowing on the weekend that like, oh, I'm going to work. It's not like, oh, I'm going to work. It's like, oh, I'm going to go shoot a wedding today. Like, I'm going to go photograph someone's life that make,
capture important moments. Yeah.
And like that's actually a big thing that I started like in my photography. Is like, unfortunately, like when my friend died, I out of nowhere, like right before he died, I I took a photo of him, like, to show my boss, like, hey, this is a guy that, like, wants to come work with us. The photo that I took of him, they used that photo on his memorial service. And it makes me wonder, like, all the people that I photographed along my life, whether it's weddings and stuff like that, like, my photos are memories, you know, that we captured those memories, and, like, I don't know how they're going to be used, what they're going to be used for, but, like, I always take into special account when I take photos of elderly people, you know, because this might be their last nice photo that they get. I get a lot of comments or requests from clients who are like, hey, like, my great uncle died, is there more photos of him? Or like, can you Photoshop him into this photo? Which I did a couple of times, you know, like, just being able to capture those moments for those couples and allowing them to keep those memories is big for me, and I love that.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, you as the photographer, you get to witness that, and it's gotta be wonderful to be part of those moments. And then that's awesome. That's amazing. How long have you been doing it now?
I've been doing it, let me think, about 9 years now. COVID kind of threw us off a little bit because, you know, with the whole, like, not working. And it was like my whole time span was definitely like right around like 2018, 2017. That's when I first started working for the studio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Veterans get a discount, right?
Yes. 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 Veterans, first responders, they do get discounts. Yes.
Awesome. Very nice. So a lot of one of this thing with this platform is to expose, give information about the benefits the veterans have. Is there any better benefit that you're looking to use soon?
So, I'm unfortunately one of those people who have not taken advantage of the VA, like, disability stuff, which I am currently in the process of working to get my disability stuff. But that, you know, it's a process in itself. But like, I am hoping within the next year and a half to start the process of working to own a home, you know, and, you know, hopefully I can get some help. And that's something, you know, a VA loan might come in handy, you know. So that's something that is in the process of being used.
Yeah, the VA loan is definitely one that is very, you know, everybody should take advantage of. And if you work on your disability, you know, in the state of New Jersey, I know the different states have different rates, but in New Jersey, if you're almost 100%, you don't pay no taxes. So that's definitely something.
That would be a nice, you know, nice little add-on, little bonus. But, you know, well, we'll see where I end up. You know, like, for me, like, I just want a little something. Like, it'd be nice to get 100, whether I get it, who knows? It might take a process just to get up there, but if I could get it, no property taxes, that would be a nice little thing too.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So for someone who's looking to join the military, right, especially maybe the Marines, what's one advice that you will give them who's maybe in the fence? I know that you didn't join just straight out of high school, you joined at 22, so someone who might be in the same situation, what advice would you give?
I think if you're looking for that structure, if you're looking for that discipline in life, regardless of where you are in life, the military is definitely a good place for that. It'll set you straight. It'll make you physically, you know, active. Like, I was not the most physically fit person before I joined the military. I barely passed my IST when I first went into boot camp. Like, I remember seeing the drill instructor who was like, if you were behind him, you failed. And I remember seeing the last, like, you know, 100 meters, and I'm like, I sprinted whatever just to get in front of him towards the end, and I went in doing like 2 or 3 pull-ups, which was hard for me. The crunches, you know, crunches or whatever. But by the end of boot camp, I was able to run those 3 miles fairly easily. I was able to do about 15, 18 pull-ups, you know, going from barely doing anything, and yeah. And it keeps you the physical, you know, mentality to be able to get yourself where you want to be mentally, you know. It gets you there also, and the discipline, just being able to have that structure in life, it's such a huge benefit.
It is. Definitely physically and mentally makes you strong.
And it keeps you a family. It really does. Like, you're gonna be surprised the people you meet. Like, you're in New Jersey, you'll see me on the east side, you know, of the country, but like, when you go to your school and you'll meet everyone from the United States, regardless of where they're from, you're gonna come into people that you're like, yeah, you're friends with them. You're friends with them for life. You'll add them on Facebook. You might not talk to them, but like, if you ever post anything, I'm sure someone will reach out to you and make sure you're okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's the main point here, to let everybody know who's struggling, mentally, that there is help out there. We're here. Just give us a call, because at the end of the day, we don't want to hear another brother or sister, lost that battle.
Exactly.
And it's something so unfortunately common. It's not talked enough about. So I do thank you for sharing your experiences, which is not easy. So anything else you would like to add?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't think so. Like, regardless of where you are in your life, whatever race you are, whatever sex you are, whatever anything, the family, the Marine Corps, we don't judge anything. We're just there. You'll all suffer together.
Yes.
But you'll have the family you need.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we're all family, and we went through the same struggles. And once we get out, we may be facing the same challenges. And if we don't reach out, then we will never know. But we're definitely here. So thank you so much.
And I think that's one thing about the Marine Corps, because like every other branch, like oh, I was in the Army or I was in the Air Force, but like I am a Marine. Like I always feel weird, like saying like, oh yeah, like I am a Marine, because there is no former Marine. Once
Right.
a Marine, you're always Marine.
Absolutely.
So we're always going to be together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
Definitely.
everything you did, and look forward to our next interview.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.